got quite a stack of sources here detailing one of the most, well, visually arresting moments in Hindu scripture. We're talking about Lord Hanuman tearing open his own chest.
It's an image that, yeah, can be quite shocking if you just see the picture, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like self-violence. But our mission today is really to go beyond that literal surface. We're exploring this as a deep metaphysical revelation, maybe a spiritual awakening, really the ultimate expression of bhakti yoga, the path of devotion.
Okay, so let's set the scene first. Try to picture the atmosphere in Ayodhya. The huge war is over. Ravana's defeated. Lord Rama is being coronated, the Patabhishekam.
Right. It's the biggest celebration imaginable. You've got warriors, kings, gods, everyone's there. It's like the peak moment of cosmic victory.
And right in the middle of all this, Sita Devi starts giving out these incredible gifts, recognizing everyone who helped. For Hanuman, who was, let's face it, central to the victory, she chooses this absolutely magnificent pearl necklace.
Yes, studded with the rarest gems, a huge symbol of Rama's grace, his gratitude. I mean, it's the highest possible honor he could get in that setting.
But then Hanuman takes the necklace, he bows, and then he starts looking at it really closely. He holds it up, maybe taps the pearls, and then right there in front of everyone, he starts breaking the pearls, crushing them.
Yeah, the sources describe this like total silence first, just shock, then gasps. The court probably thinks it's horrifying, maybe disrespectful, like he's gone mad or something.
But that's just the prelude. Then comes the defining moment. He puts his hands to his chest and very deliberately tears it open.
And this is where, the spiritual reality just overrides the physical. They expect blood, gore, but what they see is, well, a miracle, a living vision inside his chest cavity.
Lord Rama and Goddess Sita seated on this radiant throne, actually breathing, glowing, right there in his heart. It's the ultimate proof, isn't it? That his heart is literally their home.
Exactly. And this specific image, the chest tearing, it becomes really central in the later, more devotional texts. The original Valmiki Ramayana is the foundation, but this powerful visual gets popularized much later, especially in Tulsidas' Ramcharitmanas in the 16th century that made it accessible to everyday people.
Right.
And also the Adhyatma Ramayana, which interprets the whole story through the lens of Advaita Vedanta, non-duality. So the image becomes this perfect way to teach really complex philosophy.
Which brings us straight to the big question. Why on earth destroy the necklace? I mean, Sita herself gave it to him. Wouldn't that just seem like arrogance or an insult? He must have known it would cause uproar.
That's the tension, yeah. And it's key to understanding bhakti. Hanuman's explanation is that he looked inside every single pearl. He was searching for Ramanama, the holy name of Rama.
Okay.
And since the pearls, even though they were gorgeous and priceless, were, in his words, devoid of the divine name, well, then they were no more precious than dust to him.
Wow. So he's saying if something, even if it's touched by the divine, like a gift from Sita, if it doesn't actively resonate with the core essence of the divine, it has literally zero value for him. That's a complete flip on what wealth means.
Totally radical. He contrasts that material necklace with his real wealth, his inner wealth. He basically says, look, every cell in my body vibrates with Ram, Ram, Ram. My heart only beats for his glory. The necklace was external, fancy, sure. But his devotion, that was internal. Absolute, total.
When I hear that rejection, my mind immediately jumps to a concept we talk about a lot. Nishkama karma. Does this act just perfectly nail that idea?
Oh, absolutely. It crystallizes it perfectly. Nishkama karma is, action without desire for the fruits of the action. Hanuman did the impossible, found Sita, helped him win the war, but he completely rejects the material reward, the recognition that comes from it.
Yeah.
Refusing the necklace is the ultimate shedding of attachment to, well, stuff. To rewards. His only attachment is to Rama.
I see. So the test wasn't really about the pearls themselves. It was like a final check. Was his service truly completely selfless?
Exactly. And, some regional traditions, I think Tamil and Telugu sources mention this. They actually frame it explicitly as a divine test. Like maybe Rama and Sita planned it. The necklace wasn't just pearls. It was a yantra, the sacred object. And by breaking it, Hanuman was doing a kind of high-level spiritual ritual, dissolving his ego attachments. So the rejection wasn't disrespect at all. It was like the highest form of spiritual practice in that moment.
Okay. Let's shift from destroying the pearls to the act itself tearing open the chest. This feels like the core philosophical statement, right? What's really being represented here?
Yeah, this is where we get to the heart of it, literally and figuratively. It represents the dissolution of the individual ego. The concept is ahankara nashana, getting rid of the I. The physical act, ripping the flesh, it's a powerful metaphor for tearing away that veil of illusion, maya, and self-importance.
So just to put it simply, ripping his chest open is like ripping off his personal ego so the deeper truth can shine out.
Precisely. The ego is what creates that feeling of being separate. When he tears it open, poof, the barrier between his individual self and the divine living inside him is gone.
And this connects directly to Advaita Vedanta, right? The non-dual philosophy, the idea that there's ultimately no separation between the individual soul and the universal soul.
Yes, exactly. Hanuman's revelation is the living proof of that teaching. The Jivatma, individual soul, is fundamentally the same as Paramatma, the universal soul. It's the principle of Tat Sam Asi, you are that.
And that's just huge. It shows that the divine isn't some faraway concept in heaven. It's right here, inside the most devoted heart. Hanuman's basically saying, look inside me, Rama is here. Now look inside yourself. Rama is there too.
It's an invitation.
And the sources, they take it even deeper, connecting Hanuman's actual physical body to the cosmos itself. Can you bring in that lesser-known idea about the body being the universe?
It's beautiful, yeah. When Hanuman opens his chest, the vision implies that all the 5 elements, the Panchamahabhutas, earth, water, fire, air, ether, the very things that make up his physical form, they are completely filled, pervaded by Rama and Sita's presence.
Okay, simplify that for me. You're saying his body isn't just like muscles and bones. Its actual basic structure, down to the elements, is saturated with the divine, proving the divine isn't separate from creation at all.
Exactly that. The macrocosm, the universe, is right there in the microcosm, the body. The physical body, which we often think of as, flawed or temporary, becomes the perfect temple when devotion is that absolute.
Which fits perfectly with yoga philosophy, doesn't it? Especially the Anahata chakra, the heart center. This isn't just a metaphor for feelings, is it?
Not at all, no. In yogic terms, the Anahata is the meeting point between individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness. It's the seat of divine unconditional love. Mystical descriptions say it has 12 petals, a void or space in the center that's the Atman, the true self, and it eternally resonates with the sound Afyom. So opening the chest, in that context, it's like the full dramatic opening or activation of that heart chakra. It's opening the gateway to realization.
Wow. Okay, so that profound inner strength coming from total surrender, total realization, that logically leads to his legendary status, his immortality. Let's touch on some of those incredible stories that flow from this pure, heart-centered devotion.
Yeah, we can start with the Sindoor, the red, orange, vermilion powder you see covering Hanuman idols everywhere. There's an origin story linked to this moment. After the chest revelation, when everyone was just reeling, Hanuman asked to be covered in Sindoor.
Which symbolizes vitality, long life, right? But he didn't ask for it for himself, did he?
No, that's the key. He asked for it so that Rama will live forever. It perfectly symbolizes that pure love, true bhakti, only wants the well-being of the beloved. No personal gain involved. The red is like the enduring fire of his devotion.
And Rama's response to this whole display, this unparalleled act, that's when the prophecy of immortality comes.
That's right. Rama embraces Hanuman, completely overcome, and declares him an eternal Chiranjeevi, an immortal being.
And the decree was specific, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Wherever my name is chanted, wherever my story is told, I will ensure you are present, you will be immortal. So Hanuman's eternal life isn't just some magic trick. It's the natural result, the natural state that arises from perfect, selfless devotion. He becomes this eternal companion and protector for anyone seeking Rama.
And this idea of strength coming from devotion, not just physical power, that's shown perfectly in the story where he meets his half-brother, Bhima, from the Mahabharata.
Ah, yes. They have the same father, Vayu, the wind god. So Bhima is famous for his immense physical strength and maybe a little pride to go with it. During the Pandavas' exile, Bhima stumbles upon what looks like an old, sick monkey lying across his path.
Right, and Bhima, being Bhima, arrogantly tells the monkey to move its tail out of the way.
And the old monkey, who is Hanuman in disguise, of course, just replies very calmly, I'm too old and weak. If it's in your way, why don't you just move it yourself?
And Bhima, the guy who can uproot trees, tries, and he can't budge the tail, not even slightly.
Nope. Puts all his legendary strength into it and nothing. That's when Hanuman reveals himself. The lesson is crystal clear. Physical power without spiritual depth, without humility, it means nothing. Real strength comes from devotion, from that inner connection.
That's such a powerful lesson for anyone focused on just, external achievements or physical prowess. Strength needs humility, needs devotion to be true strength.
And one last point, circling back to something we mentioned earlier, where this all happened, this incredibly profound cosmic revelation the divine residing within the body, it didn't happen on some remote mountaintop or in deep meditation. It happened right in the middle of a busy, noisy, ordinary royal court during a gift-giving ceremony.
That detail is so important, isn't it? Especially for you, the listener, probably living a busy life. It teaches that the sacred isn't separate. It permeates every single moment, every place. You don't necessarily have to run off to a cave to find enlightenment. The divine is accessible right here, right now, in the middle of your everyday life.
Exactly. The extraordinary manifests right inside the ordinary, if you have the eyes, the heart to see it, the readiness.
So let's try to synthesize this. What does this whole deep dive into Hanuman's heart really tell us about power, about strength? We've seen pretty clearly that the highest power isn't ego, it isn't physical force, it's Sharanagati, that complete unconditional surrender.
Right. And it gives us, I think, a really useful framework for looking at our own lives,
Mm-hmm.
our own attachments, our own goals. Hanuman's actions challenge us, don't they? He makes us ask, are the things I'm chasing,
Mm-hmm.
are they devoid of the divine? Does what I'm doing, what I'm pursuing, actually align me with my deepest values, my highest self? Or is it just pulling me further away? If something is purely material, if it doesn't resonate with that deeper truth, what ultimate value can it really hold for us?
And thinking about the communication, the most powerful message wasn't his explanation after the act. It was that profound silence, right? The silence that fell after his chest opened. That silence held everything. The end of seeking, the surrender of desire, the recognition of finally arriving. It's like the highest form of talking with the divine, just pure presence.
Hmm. Which leads us nicely to a final thought for you to maybe reflect on. We tend to see this story as, history, a miracle that happened once, long ago. But what if the revelation of Rama and Sita in Hanuman's heart isn't just a past event? What if it's an eternal, continuous process, something that happens right now in the heart of every truly sincere devotee?
So you're saying?
So every time you genuinely contemplate Hanuman's devotion, every time you offer a sincere prayer, you're not just remembering something ancient. You are, in a way, participating in that very moment now. You're creating the space for that same divine presence to reveal itself within your own heart. The deepest teaching here might be that you, right now, possess that same divine capacity for realization. It's already within you.